to Washington State. What do you know about them so far? And I guess it's not your last non-conference game because, of course, you play Georgia later on in the season. But how important will that one be? Playing a Power 5 team, a Pac-12 opponent, to find a way to get a win on the road against those guys.
I mean, it's important because we know them. We played them last year.
Yeah.
They have a lot of guys back. They turned over their guards, but the little freshman guard who was really good last year for them was having a great sophomore year. The 3-man is a junior. Their 4-man is a junior. He's having a great year. They jumped off to a fast start. Won the Anaheim tournament, Thanksgiving. They have size, so they have the pieces to be really good. And going into it, we really understood. And it's another one when you want to understand how the talent, how good they are until people actually have to go to Pullman and play them, and go in there and see, like, oh my gosh, they got some players here.
Right.
Where last year they were all freshmen, sophomores, a couple seniors, and people just went in there and throttled them.
Yep.
It'll be different this year.
When you're building a non-conference schedule, so you look at this one, you've got Arizona State Power 5 team, Washington State Power 5 team, Georgia's Power 5 team. Of course, George Washington's a team that sometimes is pretty good, and then others like you talked about too, with Irvine and Southeast Missouri State. You guys have a philosophy about what you want on a non-conference schedule, like as a big picture, or does that change year to year?
Well, I think when you play in the tournament, obviously you wanted to play Xavier.
Of course, yeah.
We didn't want to say, we told you Arizona State was good.
Right.
And that's good for a couple weeks.
Right.
But they are good.
Yeah.
You want to play the two best teams in your tournament.
Sure.
And that's the difference. This year we didn't get a chance to play. But George Washington's going to win some. They beat Temple. So, you're going to get some bonus points from them. Washington State setting up home and homes, just trying to make sure we get the right games. And just saying I want to play you, it doesn't work that way anymore.
Right.
Because when people say, why would I come play you? And when you're doing the Tulsa and the Wichita deal, people want to come to, other good teams want to come to an area where, number one, we got people recruiting there.
Exactly.
So that helps them. It helps them in recruiting when they can come and say, oh, okay, we'll come there. Yeah, we're the number 4 player in the country is there, and he's in our top 3. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll come play you.
Yeah.
So that's one part of it, is are they recruitable people for our program to come there?
Right.
2, it's like some of them we want to take our guys from where they're from home. So those that we play Maryland, going there, play, going to New York, playing Maryland for Cam's huge.
Right.
We've been trying to get a game in Florida for Barry, but so many people were like, man, we missed out on Barry. We don't want him to come back and have vengeance on us.
People were asking, hey, this guy's from Florida. Why didn't? Yeah.
Right. And so we obviously went to St. Louis, which is huge for recruiting for us. We got X. We got X and DJ. We have great games there.
Right.
We already got an end there, but you play in St. Louis, it bolsters your rep because people see, oh my goodness, those guys are pretty good.
Right.
We think we can continue to help these guys get players.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it, and also you want people in Bramlage, but it's so hard to get home games. So hard to get home games without giving up something that you don't want to give up.
Right.
Whether it's a home and home, and now that we have the SEC Challenge, and other people have challenges. Like the Big Ten doesn't want to play very many games because they're adding a game. They add 2 games next year. They have Big Ten ACC Challenge. Then they have the other challenge with the Big East. So now they're limited in their number of chances to play, and the Pac-12 just doesn't want to come over here. I mean, I'm just real honest. They just don't want to come over here. They'd rather go to all the way east.
Yeah.
Or stay
they're
out
not
there.
Recruiting in those parts
They're not over here.
You're 10 games in, counting South Missouri State, and then Washington State, you'd be 12. If you look back at the non-conference schedule, is there anything, I guess 2 questions, that the team has come further on than you would have expected, faster? And is there anything that you guys wish you were further along?
You know what? We shooting the basketball as a unit and shooting the pass we surpassed where we're happy with that. Rebounding definitely is something that we have not surpassed. We got to get better at it.
Yeah.
We know, and it's a day-to-day. Everybody got to be all in. Nothing you can't, rebound is something you can't take for granted, and you have to continuously coach it. It's different from shooting because it's effort. And even though you have effort, sometimes the ball may bounce the wrong way. But continued effort and pursuit of the ball is something that we got to get better at, and that's we're going to keep working at it until we get it right.
And then when you're in this non-conference time, how much time, if any, do you as a staff spend, whether it's watching Big 12 teams or scouting Big 12 teams or prepping for them? Is there any time really spent on that?
No, you don't do that because you teach your kids to
focus on
look ahead.
Yeah.
You got it's a one opponent at a time. But everybody, our players, our staff, our fans, we're all watching what's going on in our league. And whenever we're playing, you'll watch it. Somebody in our league, you'll watch and see what they got and what they're doing, and you just watch it because you know them. You tend to watch people you know more than people you know. And, of course we watch. But do we do scouting reports and plan ahead and really get a vision?
Yeah.
Nah, you can't afford to do that.
Somebody did ask us a question on our site about the way scouting works. And I understand, like, at least in tournament situations, each assistant will have a scout. They do that kind of stuff depending on who they're going to play. Yeah. Is it the same through the season? Do you guys alternate through that kind of deal?
You have basically we have teams that you have in our league, and then once we scout, and since there's 10, I have 3. Everybody has 3.
Yeah.
You got obviously 9 opponents and 10. We make 10 in the league.
Right.
So you just do it that way.
Yeah.
And, that's kind of how we do it. 3. And as a coach, you really are paying attention to your 3.
Of course.
In the non-conference and what they're doing and how they're playing. So that's kind of in the non-conference. You just divide them up. You try to divide them equal and go from there.
Is there any arguing over who gets what teams in the league, or you just get handed your assignment and you're like, yep, I got Baylor and Tech and TCU or whatever?
No, in the league it's been set for so long, so we don't. Right. You just keep the same because familiarity is the key in a league. Because you don't want to ever switch it around when he knows all the play calls for TCU or Kansas, what are the play calls for them. Now you got to not only give him the scout, but then you got to teach him their tendencies and play calls. So you just keep the same guys, but in the league you just kind of familiarity with guys and coaching staffs and know some strengths and weaknesses about certain guys.
Right.
That's kind of how we do it.
And then I guess last question for this week, and I know we've talked about you haven't spent a ton of time looking at the league, but man, the worst record in the league I think is 7-2. You got 4 teams ranked. I think 7 teams are getting. It's 5 teams ranked, 7 teams in the top 27 if you stretch it out. Yeah. Like everyone says, their league's the best league and that kind of stuff, but the league might be better than people thought it would be. Is that your perception even going into the year? Or?
That's every year.
Yeah,
it's better than we thought. Right?
Yeah.
So, I think our league is a credit to the coaching that's in the league. There's good coaches in our league. There's good players in our league, and it's not always player dominant.
Yeah.
Obviously we have NBA players in our league. We have great players, but some of these guys can really scheme and coach and understand how to win, and that's what makes our league so fun. And the round robin, we always bring it up. That is so important because in certain leagues, guys could play the team that they're fighting with once.
Right.
And play the 2 worst teams twice, and that team played one of those bad teams once. And now, if they beat you and then you sweep the bad teams and they only play the bad teams once, so you get 2 victories versus 4, is that a fair assumption of how you win the league?
Right.
And it's not.
Right.
So, that's what makes our league special, fun, is that the revenge factor is so important.
Right.
In athletics. And so, in football, you got to wait till next year. You get embarrassed, and then all of a sudden you turn it around, and you got to wait 365.
Right.
In basketball, you can get embarrassed, and you can see them a week later.
Exactly.
And you can get it back. And, that side of the rivalries that are created in the Big 12, where you can see somebody one day, and then how their fans treated you. You want your fans to treat them the same way. So it's a good thing.
All right, hey man, appreciate it. We'll come back here, next week again. We're going to talk about some Big 12 basketball against, Iowa State and West Virginia. Always appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Thanks.